Hey guys, it's Danny, and we are here live this morning for day 8 of the food photography challenge. The food styling challenge. And this morning we're talking all about sunny side eggs. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to kind of show you, it's hard to cook all of this live here and not bore you guys to death, but I want to show you a couple different eggs that I cooked a few different ways this morning. The thing to know about cooking sunny side up eggs is if you talk to 10 different food stylists, they'll have 10 different ways to do this. Everybody kind of finds their own method to their madness here of what it is that they like and when they like to do each kind of tactic. So the basics of what I want to show you is two different ways to do it. One is a dry pan method, and the other one is using any kind of like a vegetable oil, like canola oil, things like that. So that's what I've got going here. This is a little bit different of a setup than the way that we would normally do it since it's on a burner so you guys can see it. If you are using a portable burner like this, just know that they can be a little inconsistent in your heat. Sometimes we'll put the pan onto like a pancake griddle. That can give you a little bit more easily controllable heat if you find that these little portable burners aren't giving you really consistent results. So the first thing that I want to show you is a couple of these. So this is one egg that I cooked. This is just an egg that was dropped into the pan. And you'll see here that this has all kinds of excess white here. So this was an oil method egg. I didn't strain it at all. I just dumped it right in there. And you'll see if I have to come in here and clean this up, it's going to be a lot of work for me to come through here and clean all that up through there and make it look really organic. So I don't do this. I prefer to strain my eggs. So again, this is if you're going for a very picturesque sunny side up egg where you want to see the entire thing and you don't want that extra white on there. Now, some clients do like the extra white, but most of the time, if you're in control, you probably don't. So you can see that the excess white is here in the bowl. This is a fine mesh strainer. If you're going to use a super fine one, it does take a few minutes for that extra white to drain away. So just know that you can get a little bit larger mesh if you want it to go faster. So just kind of play with which one you like best. So you can see here, this one has been strained. So this one doesn't have all that extra kind of white. It's just kind of, it's thin and just jagged all the way around the edges. So you can see this one I didn't strain long enough and it's got just a hair of that extra white on there. But still, if you compare that to this one, you can see both of these are already looking better. If you even give it just a quick strain, even if you get 90% of it, that already is giving you a much nicer edge through here. And if you can get it fully strained, you're going to get a really nice look all the way through there. So this is the oil method. We'll also talk about a dry pan method here that I also like to do. So this is pretty close. This might be a little hot on our oil, but let's go ahead and get started here on this. So you're just going to kind of slide them in. And again, the thing to know about eggs is that they're finicky. So plan to start with more than you have. And see, this one sat here for a while, so the white is kind of sticking a bit. Ah. Note to self, don't leave your eggs in the strainer for 20 minutes while you prep. So just kind of scoop that seed out of there. So that's going to go there just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to just kind of move the oil along here. Some people will actually like take the whole yolk off and move it around and add it in later rather versus cooking it all together. But I prefer to do it all at the same time. I think it looks more natural. I don't like the floating egg yolk. So that's kind of there. If I could do this again in a perfect world to show you guys, I would like more yolk here. So again, this kind of broke all the way through here because it was sitting in the strainer too long. So you want to sit it there for maybe 2 or 3 minutes if you've got a really fine mesh one like this, and then get it right into the pan. Otherwise, if you leave it there for 20 minutes, it's going to start to stick there. While that's cooking, I want to show you another method that I like to use. Now, there's a lot of times, yes, Robin, removing the yolk, it's interesting. I don't like the way that it looks. It makes the yolk kind of perch up on top of the white, which doesn't work for me. So the dry pan method is my preferred method when we're working with things like sandwiches where you want that yummy, runny yolk coming out of there and where you're not really going to see a lot of the excess. Again, you can see this is got all the extra white through here. This was not a strained egg. But the principles of this are, if you're going for a nice runny yolk in here, that you can manipulate the egg a little bit heavier. When you're sticking it into a sandwich, you don't want that yolk just exploding on you right off the bat. Like, you have to be able to manipulate it a little bit more into the sandwich. So that's primarily when I use this dry pan method. And so the basics of that are just to heat up your pan, get it about medium heat, and then this is a non-stick, so that's very important. The next thing that you want to do is take your spatula and you want to spray your spatula with some kind of non-stick spray. And that just helps you really get it underneath here without damaging any of that egg. You'll also want to have a alternating, another thing here to just kind of scoop it up onto there. So that is the basic methodology there. Now, when you get this going, what I like to do is I give it about 2 minutes or so on medium-low heat to kind of set that base on the bottom, and then I'll pop a lid on it and just let it cook for a minute or two there to help kind of set it throughout the whole top of the egg. Now, the thing that I like about these is that you can see this is still very runny, but it's not, all of this is set all the way through here, and this is pliable enough that I can stick a piece of sandwich bread on top of it or a burger on top of it, and it's not just going to rupture. If you're doing that with the oil method, a lot of people say you just kind of drizzle this here and you don't want to touch the yolk at all. That is true if you like that, if you need that bright yellow color. But again, if you have to manipulate this egg at all, I like to just give it a once over with the oil, and that'll help just kind of tighten up that top just enough to give you a little bit more playroom. Sometimes when you do this, it will start to turn white over the yolk, so keep that in mind. That is the primary reason why they say don't do it, because you can kind of start to see it'll start to get that white yolk, or the white part of the egg start to creep up your yolk there. So once that's done, you just kind of fish these out with a slotted spoon. This is my preferred one. This is a very vintagey slotted spoon. But I love it. So we just kind of work it onto here. And you can tell this one's not quite finished. So I would probably hold it here for another minute and just kind of set that yolk again with a little bit more of the hot oil. Robin says, no white on the yolk. Okay, so that's kind of our basics there. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. I know that there's a lot of different opinions there, so don't be afraid to just get in, grab just a bunch of eggs and start to experiment. The other thing to know is that all of your eggs are going to come out a little bit different in terms of brands of eggs and different things like how old they are. So even if you're used to working with one brand, you're used to working with one size, just know that on the day of your shoot, it's not a bad idea to have a couple different brands, a couple different sizes, just because they can be finicky that day, that week. Out of all the things we work with, I find that, especially if you're poaching or you're doing sunny side up eggs, they can just be prone to being a little finicky. So buy extras, give yourself lots of extra time if you're working with them. And again, if you don't need all of it to be pretty, I say just go with the dry pan method. It works very consistently, and it just gives you a little bit more texture to work with there. I'm going to pop back over here. So I hope that was helpful. I don't see any questions in the chat, but if you have any other questions on this, feel free to leave me comments. I will be replying to this. And make sure that you have clicked into the Messenger bot to make sure that you're getting updates, and you come over and join us in our free Facebook group. I hope you're enjoying this series, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!